In this video, I am going to show you a small web application that I have built. So hey guys, this is Vishwet. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So let's get started. I built this application just to grill on my front end and back end. This is a very simple web application. I'll show you how the application looks like, what the intent of the application. So this is a very simple user application. Okay, you can see it's very simple and minimalist. So there is nothing much. This is targeted for people who are learning HTML, CSS, front end, back end, and maybe who wants to do a little bit of Flask development and want to build something in the front end. So this is really targeted towards them. And this is very simple. I will show you the source code, and I will also show you the setup and how to get this done. So what this particular application does is it just takes in a username. Okay, so if I just do a refresh, okay, so it just takes in a username. Okay, you can see enter username and password. It just takes in an username and a password, and if I submit it, it just gets submitted. That's it. That's the logic. And the user that is being submitted, it will be coming over here. This is a particular table. It will come over here, and that's it. So let's suppose if I do user and if I provide password as 1234 and if I submit, okay, you can see the user is saved in the database, and here it's not being updated. So to do that, you just do a refresh, and you can see user, and this is the particular saved date and time. So this is the username, and this is the particular date when it was saved, and the particular time, and this is the particular time zone. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Now if I save another user, maybe if I use Bob, and if I give some password, and if I just do a save, you can see Bob is saved in the database. If I do a refresh, okay, you can see it is showing Bob and the particular date and the particular time. Okay, and we can see it is able to take the proper timing. Okay, now what if I just click on the particular submit button? Okay, so it says no username provided, so you have to provide a username. So let's suppose I provide a username which is user. Okay, and if I don't provide a password and I just do a submit, it is saying no password provided. Okay, now if I just don't give a username, it will say me no username provided. I gave the particular user, I gave the particular password, and now if I do a submit, what it says, user, this particular user is saved in the database. Okay, so we can't save duplicate username. So let's suppose if I just try to save Bob, okay, and if I just give a password, and if I just do a submit, you can see it says Bob already exists in the database and it won't be able to save that. So the application is able to take the username and password, and it is able to save it into a particular database, and we can see it is also able to fetch back the particular users and the particular date and time when it was saved. Okay, that's the only thing this application does. That's it. So I was thinking of putting more styles to it, but I felt that keeping it simple will be easier for me to like keep the source code less complex, and it will be also easier for people who are like learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, even Flask. So that's all this particular application do. I will quickly close the application, and I will show you how you can get this application running in your system. Okay, so for that, for the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to close the particular server that is present. Okay, I am going to delete. This is the particular application that I downloaded. I am just going to delete it. So the first thing that you should be doing is you should be going to my GitHub profile and my user name. Okay, so this I will provide the URL from which you can download this particular application. Okay, so if I just do an enter, it gets in. Now you have to go into the repo. You don't have to worry because I will provide you the direct link to my application. So this is the application. I will give you this particular link. So you will be landing at this page, right? So I will show you how to set this up. Okay, probably I will make this as a single video. That is the plan. So these are the requirements. I mean, these are the plans that I thought that I will execute, and I executed, I think, all of them. And the particular technology used is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python Flask. I should have added the database also. I'll add that. So I will I will just copy the link. Okay, you can also go and download the zip file, like depends upon you. I will open in terminal. You can open in your command prompt from over here. You can go and type command prompt, anything is fine. This is git bash that I am using. If you don't know, you can just go up in my channel. There is a video on how to download git bash, how to set up VS Code. For everything I have a video. Okay, so if I do git clone and if I just paste my link, okay, I just did a right click to paste it and it is cloning. Okay, so this is the particular user application. Just if I do a refresh, close this. So this is the particular user application. So these are all the particular files that are present. Now what you need to do is you need to right click, open in terminal. Okay, or if you haven't closed your last terminal, you can just cd your cd into this particular directory. So what you need to do is just make sure you're in the correct directory, ls-l. I can see I am in the correct directory. I have the main, operations, readme, requirements, static templates. Okay, everything is present. Now the file that you need to run is main.py, but just a minute before you just go on running Python main.py, what I would suggest you to do is set up the virtual environment. I have provided you the requirements.txt file. You just need to install the libraries using using the command that I will share. Okay, so best to run it using virtual environment. You can run main.py. It might work in your system, it might not work in your system. Okay, but the best way is to just create a virtual environment and run it in that way. So what I will do is I will just type python -m venv. Okay, so this creates the virtual environment for us. And it is done. Now I will use source venv scripts activate. Okay, so this is for git bash, this full command. If you are using PowerShell, you need to just type only this part. You don't have to type source. Okay, PowerShell or command prompt, both will work. Make sure you see venv over here. That means your environment is activated. Now what you need to do is you need to install the Python library. So python -m pip install -r requirements.txt and press enter. It will take some time. Okay, so it will download in your case, but for me it seems like there are the cached version present, the cached version. So it just took less time for me. Anyways, it's done, it's installed. How we can verify? We can do pip list. Okay, if you don't know much about pip, I have also made a video on pip. You can go and watch that also. So this is Flasks that is present. So that means our setup is completed. So what we need to do is I will just type python main.py and you can see it is saying it started. Okay, and it's running on this particular host. So if I just do a control click, it should open my browser and see this is how it will look like for you. And if I do a refresh, it is saying some error has occurred. Okay, there seems to be a small bug that I will fix it. Anyways, so if I just do a refresh, you should be able to see this. you should not be able to see the bug because by the time I might have fixed it. So you should be able to see this. There is empty. Okay, it has no database, anything, nothing is present over here. So if I just now the status changed to enter username and password. Now if I give a username to as, let's suppose Gorang, okay, and if I give a password as maybe 9988, does not matter the password. If I do a submit, it's saying user Gaurang is saved in the database. If I do a refresh, see, username is Gaurang and save date and time. Okay, this is a particular date and time. You can verify. Okay, and it's saved at this particular date and time. Now, if I do a refresh, it's still present. Now, this is not stored in browser's memory. Okay, you can just go and verify that. If I go to inspect, and if I go to, I believe there is another part called as memory. It's not memory. I think it's, yeah, application, local storage. You can see there is nothing present, right? There is no data that's being present. The data is present in the backend. I'll show you where it's present. So this is done. Let's suppose if I don't give a username and password, it says no username and password provided. So you won't be able to save it. You have to provide a username and a password. So I will give another username such as user101. Okay, and I will give a password as something. Okay, password doesn't matter. So user101 is saved in the database. So if I just do a refresh, user101 is saved. I don't like the username. This one I liked because it's like a it's like an actual name of a person. But this you can say it's saved. Okay, if I do a refresh, yep, it's saved. And if I close the server, let's close the server. Okay, let's close the server. If I close this, and if I close this again, okay, if I run it, by the way, I just pressed Control C to close the server. If you don't know, it just says print Control C to quit. You just hold Control and click to open this. Okay. Now, once you open this, you can see Gaurang and user101 is present. So this is working just fine. Just to verify user101, can I save user101 again? And if I give a password, if I do a submit, it's saying user101 is saved in the database. Okay, excellent. If I do a refresh, yeah, it is saved in the database because U is different. Here U is caps, here U is small. So obviously these two are different names. Now this is because the caps letter and the small letter are considered different in programming and even in the database. So obviously this will be saved. Now if I give user101 and if I give something else, if I do a submit, now it says user101 is already exists in the database. So now you can't save it because it is already present. So if I do a refresh, it's done, right? So you can't save an already existing user in the database. So this is how the application works. I think it's a good blend of the front end and the backend part. I will show you the backend part. This is the backend part. Obviously, it's running. Okay, it's logging messages, database created, the table already exists, user101 is saved. Okay, so this is how the application works. This is the front end. It's very simple, it's very minimalistic. Okay, so I will make another video because this video will be too long. I will make another video and I will explain the source code for this. So stay tuned for that video, and if you like this video, please do press that like button, and in the next video I'll explain you the source code, how the source code looks like, the documentation, everything I will show you. So that's all for this video, and if you like this video, always do press that like button, and I will see you in that awesome upcoming programming video.